Hey, this is Vu, and today I'm going to be making a somewhat beginner guide to Awping. This is going to be for people, generally below the DMG level, although I think a lot of people can learn from this. But, of course, if you are completely new and you've never touched a game, this guide probably isn't for you. However, if you are generally around the DMG or below range, this is definitely going to give you some help. Now, the most important thing that I think a lot of people miss out on when using the Awp is they get their ego involved just a little bit too much, and they try and both get their ego involved and emulate pros. And what I mean by that is, for example, people will play these angles like this one where they see a pro play this, Skadoodle, whoever. They play this angle, and they see pros get quite a few kills from an angle like this, and they want to replicate that. And then even when they don't find success, they try and continue doing so, and hoping that it works in the future. Well, you need to recognize that pros play in a certain way because they're pros, and that's first because they're able to land some great, crazy shots. I mean, they've been playing for hours and hours every day for years, and not only that, but they're playing against very coordinated teams. That means a lot of teams at the pro level are going to be throwing flashes and smokes and instantly peeking out after and getting you while you're blind, whereas playing against lower level opponents, you're going to find that they're very uncoordinated. They're not going to be throwing all of these crazy smokes. They're not going to be throwing all these crazy flashes and hitting insane shots. You just need, as an Awper, anywhere below even Supreme Master, all you need to do is land your easy shots. If you can land your simple, easy, straightforward shots and you don't expose yourself and get caught out in the open very much, you can easily make it DMG or above by far. And you're going to find that you've put yourself in a very good position. All you want to be doing as an Awper is simply setting yourself up for the easy shots. And that means when you want to come to a corner and someone's going to be peeking around, I would suggest, especially at lower level, don't hug this inside corner here. The reason pros do this, and especially higher level players as well, Supreme Master, Global Elite, but primarily pros do this, is because pro players that will be peeking them, since of course pro players, they play against pro players, have both very good peeks, and not only that, but pro players can land this flick shot where if someone on the enemy team is jumping around this corner or running around the corner, a pro will be able to hold this corner and still hit that quick flick shot and land that kill. Whereas they want to be holding the narrow corner because an Awper on the enemy team, they're going to have very good peeks. They're going to peek out just like this, just barely peeking them, and so they need to hold that narrow angle. Well, when you're at lower levels, not only are Awpers and riflers generally going to have bad peeks, which means they're going to peek wide, out like this, but also you need to recognize if you can't hit this crazy flick here, either of these flicks, don't force yourself to do so. Simply line yourself up so as they run around the corner, you can land this easy shot. And what you can do is you can try and flick if they do peek around the corner. Now, the reason I say, of course, that you want to be holding that large angle is because they're going to have 4, maybe even 5 riflers on their team. Only one Awper could necessarily be peeking you. You need to line yourself up again for the easy shots, and landing a flick onto an Awper that peeks the corner like that, especially lower level Awpers who peek poorly, is going to be easier than landing a flick on someone moving and jumping around the corner because he's going to be stopped on this corner. Now, the other thing you have to recognize, again, is all you need to do as a counter-terrorist here is line up for the simple shots. So what you want to do is, imagine you come to this corner, you turn around, avoid the flash, and then come to the corner and peek here. What you don't want to be doing is over re-peeking. That's another confidence ego issue where you peek a corner, get a kill, and then you want to go, oh, I'll peek a corner again, try and get another one. This is where people really start to run into a ton of problems, because what's going to happen is the first kill, easy kill. Someone's going to run around the corner, simple shot, and then the re-peek, though, is where you get in a tough spot, because either as an Awper is going to be holding that angle, and especially with the new scope speed, Awpers can't really peek you very well, so you don't have to worry about that much as you hold an angle. You have to worry about that as you re-peek an angle. So what you want to do is you want to get that first free shot, and then instead of allowing them to push up, what will often happen is people are going to run up, start to strafe out here, and you're going to go for this re-peek, and even if an Awper isn't holding this angle, you're going to have to hit a crazy flick like this. You want to be minimizing that to the best extent that you can as an Awper on the CT side. What you want to be doing, first shot, easy kill. Fall back, you can fall back to car or over here, and this is going to be another easy kill. They have to come around this corner. It's a good angle for you to hold. You get another kill. So already, if you've held those two angles and you can just land your easy, simple shots, you've put your team in a 5-on-3 off the very beginning of the round just by playing safe, by playing standard, and holding angles that you know you can hold. And then you know what else you can do? You can fall back, hold an angle like this, get another free kill like that. Now, one thing you need to recognize that you don't want to be doing is, first of all, you don't want to be holding angles where you're out in the middle of the open. So an angle like this, what you want to be doing is always holding an angle where you can fall back instantly after taking a shot. So you want to be holding an angle like this where you take a shot and fall right back. That way you don't have to worry, because if you end up playing like a rifler and you don't adapt to having an op, what you're going to be doing is holding an angle like this where with the rifle you could get that first frag and then get the second. But with the op, you're going to find that generally you're not going to be able to do that because you have that wait time. So you need to always be near a corner. So I would always suggest to actually be near a corner where you can run away if you want. Holding this corner isn't necessarily terrible, but the problem is you get a kill and then you fall back, and an Awper could post up on your corner here, and you have to throw a flash, you have to throw something and get away. So you always want to be holding an angle like this where you take that first shot, you fall back, you can re-peek if no Awper's there, you can even hold a different angle, and then if you feel like you need to move, you can just run away and you don't have to worry about getting peeked into. Now, the other thing that you have to recognize, like I said, is you can't be running this like a rifle. You need to always be playing it safely. Now, anyways, I just thought this was something that was important for a lot of people to go over, and I know I did make this video in the past, but I wanted to remake it because I felt like that past video was pretty crap, to be honest. Although I did have some information that was kind of really poorly put together, and since the new update, I wanted to remake this again. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I hope this helped.